Hello learners, in today's video we'll try to analyze a very important government's flagship initiative which is regarding Viksit Bharat Young Leader Dialogue. This particular dialogue is useful so that whatever the grandly spoken, the demographic dividend, whatever is there, that has to be utilized in a proper way. So to channelize that kind of utilization, this particular initiative has been brought in by the government. So in this video we'll try to see what is exactly this particular dialogue and why it is aligning with Amrit Kal's vision and what are the key themes over here and how is it relevant to our UPSC exam. First, before answering the top three, we'll answer the fourth question first. Now, coming to our GS2, GS3, ethics, case studies, no matter what, this particular thing is going to be utilized in every way, and if one student who utilizes this particular thing in a multi-dimensional way, that is how your answer is going to look enriched and out of the crowd. Coming to GS2, whenever there is something related to the youth empowerment policies, this particular dialogue can be used. And whenever citizen engagements, now in the forward we will discuss about this particular dialogue, you will see how more emphasis is given for the inclusivity. So in that way, whenever the citizen engagement topic comes in the exam or the question, this particular dialogue has to be popping out of your mind. And coming to GS3, the startup ecosystem, the innovation and India's growth and sustainable development, these are the key important topics of GS3, and this particular dialogue or this particular initiative is aligning through all these important topics of GS3. Next, coming to essay and ethics, whenever there is a topic coming about India's future or the youth leadership or the development which is aligning with this particular dialogue and the sustainability, this lie very important, and also in the ethics and leadership part, because it is about the youth leadership. We are talking about important principles like inclusivity, ethics related questions, and whatever the leaders are there, they are going to be visionary and we are trying to shape them right from your young times. So this lies important. And coming to current affairs and interview prep, definitely whatever is there in the news lie important for us to analyze. So in this way, this particular topic is multi-relevant, and this is how you will try to align any topic multi-relevantly. Now, this can be the potential question. This is like for an example, try to answer it. They can ask you like, discuss the significance of the Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue in achieving the goals of the Amrit Kal. There are two important topics in this particular question, and they are asking you to link it how this particular initiative is going to help initiative B. So it's very important and like very this particular question is very important in an analytical aspect as well, because two initiatives they are trying to align. And also, how can the youth centric initiatives like this particular thing can contribute to the India's demographic dividend. This is a very important topic of our syllabus, and this we cannot neglect. So this is very important, and this is how they can ask the questions. Now, what is exactly this particular dialogue? Now we'll get into the initiative. Now this is particular, whatever is there, this is brought in so that we can align with our Amrit Kal mission. That is, for the next 25 years, we have set up some kind of principles or some kind of missions or some kind of initiatives for us to achieve. Because after 25 years, it would be 100 years of our independence. So that is why 2047, until we have put up a target, and from now till 2047, we are calling it as Amrit Kal, and we are trying everything irrespective of no matter what kind of an issue, but we are trying to align and bring together so that we can grandly celebrate the 100 years of independence. One such initiative is our Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue. In the name itself, we are understanding that it is something relating to the youth of the country. Whenever we speak of the young people or the population, we directly, our mind clicks to the demographic dividend, because they are the larger chunk of the country. So to utilize them in the political aspect, in the economic aspects and in the cultural aspects, this particular initiative has been brought in. So what are the key important objectives? What is exactly this mission or this dialogue is trying to tell us? First of all, the leadership development we wanted to do among the young leaders or the young population of the country. Secondly, we want them to contribute in the policy making. We are providing a platform where for the youth can contribute their ideas, their solutions, so that in orderly they can develop or they can contribute in the country's development. And thirdly, this networking opportunities. They are trying to collaborate among the young leaders from various sectors and also in the global arena. So they're trying with the networking opportunities within the country, in the domestic lines. They wanted to align them or they wanted to collaborate them with the various sectors, industries, private enterprises and all. On the global front, they are trying to collaborate with the different youths of the different country in the global presence. And awareness and sensitization. Important topics like the digital transformation or the digital literacy or the inclusivity or sustainable development. Such kind of topics has to be firstly aware among the youth, and we have to sensitize them. That is when they'll understand the importance and can contribute. So this way they have objectified this particular things in the dialogue, and they wanted to do so that the youth can be contributing in the policy, the economic, and in a multi-dimensional way. Now, what are the key themes? I've said that there are particular themes. First of all, the sustainable development goal theme. They wanted to achieve, they wanted to aware and sensitize the sustainable development goals among the youth so that we can accelerate on the global front, that we are making every one of the country to contribute in achieving this particular goal. Secondly, the digital India. We wanted to leverage the technology for the governance. We wanted to educate, and they have to become the entrepreneurs of the future. So the Digital India initiative, whatever that objective is already set, that we wanted to align. Then to develop the startup ecosystem. While enhancing India's role as a global startup hub, we wanted to align this particular dialogue and make the youth to contribute into the enhancement of the global ecosystem. Then about the climate change and environment. When we are talking about sustainable development goals, definitely the climate change and environment as well has to be there in this. So we wanted to promote the sustainable practices and innovation. Next, youth in governance. We want them to be contributing them into the policy making and the decision making. That is how the civic responsibility will rise in the country. And the global youth collaboration. These are the key important themes where this particular dialogue is focusing on, so that the youth can participate in different multiple themes given over here. Next, who are the stakeholders? How it is getting to be implemented? First of all, the stakeholders would be government, and from government end it would be Youth Affairs and Sports Ministry and also the Niti Aayog. Coming to civic society, the NGOs and the think tanks would be the stakeholders, and also the private sectors are involved, because we are talking about startups and the corporates. And we want the global collaboration, so definitely the global partners are over there, the UN agencies and the G20 countries. These are the important stakeholders to implement this particular dialogue. And the framework would be, first of all, they wanted to not bring in complete country wise, they wanted to focus on different regions like A, B, C, multiple regions they will implement. It's kind of a pilot project. After the implementation is done in the multiple regions, all will come together and it would become a national level wise. And that is how are you going to do this? By conducting workshops, by seminars and the panel discussions on the key themes which we have discussed in the previous slides. So these are the stakeholders, and this is how the particular dialogue is going to be implemented. And how are you going to reach to the public? Through digital platforms, through social media campaigns and the mobile applications. So the new problems require the new solutions. That is why we are going to use the digital platforms by partnering with the educational institutions, by involving the students and the young professionals, and that is how we reach the crowd. Now, what is the significance once these dialogues get implemented so good and so well? Definitely there is no doubt that the youth will get empowered, because they are being aware and sensitized with the very important topics of the world. And innovative solutions. The government also can receive innovative solutions from the youth, and that is how they can address the complex socio-economic challenges lying in front of them. And we are going to utilize this particular demographic dividend in a very grand way, which they are constituting 50% of the total population. And the policy integration. There is no doubt that some chunk of the people are excluded, because we are trying to include them in the policy making, and this is how we are going to project the soft power and showcasing that we are a very progressive nation, because we are using every people of the country. What happened till date with regard to the demographic dividend? 1+ million, like 1 million plus youth are already across the rural and urban people have been trying to be engaged in the government initiatives, and whatever the policy inputs are there, like the climate action, the digital governance and the gender equality, we try to include them, we try to take their suggestions as well. And there is a creation of a repository of the best practices in leadership and innovation, and we have strengthened the collaboration among the youth organizations and also on the international arena. So this is how we achieved regarding the demographic dividend. To do it more, we have brought the dialogue. So it's very good on paper, but there lies some kind of a challenges, like the inclusivity challenge. Whoever are present, the schools and the colleges, they are already educated, but what about the vulnerable youth who are beyond in the remote areas? That kind of inclusivity problem lies, and there is a question of funding and resources, because they are 50% of the total population. To channelize them, you require a lot of research, you require a proper data in the first place, and the funding and awareness. For them to get included into such kind of programs, first of all, they have to be aware the sensitive topics, whatever has to be there, they have to be aware. That is when they'll try to come into and join willingly. And the policy implementation, it should be actionable. It should not be just like the paperwork, but also has to be implemented. So there lies some kind of important challenges regarding this particular dialogue. And what can be done? First of all, the enhanced outreachment has to be done. You have to do a mass marketing of this particular dialogue, where the youth are being aware in the first sense, and they have to be coming. First, the outreach has to be there. You need to engage the rural youth as well by using the media. And secondly, you need to monitor, not just going to the public, but monitor whatever is there and evaluate the things which you have already done. And the international collaboration is very important, because there will be different kind of knowledge present in somewhere in the world. So that kind of sharing might help in the awareness, or that might can help in our country as well. So the international collaboration is very important, and the capacity building. We have to train the organizations in such a way that youth leadership can be used in a very proper way. The leadership skills has to be enhanced in a very proper way among the organizations. So this is how, by following this dialogue is a very good flagship initiative. Once it has been implemented in a very proper way by addressing the challenges, this is going to be a grand success, and we are going to be progressive kind of a nation, because we are trying to use the major chunk of the population. Thank you.